you can do that. You can grind it out with all these different sort of daily quests, but there's enough tall tales and other.
Are you guys back? Are we all back now?
But I'm excited to see how this brings in a very purposeful narrative in a more structured way.
All right. Looks like stream is back. All right, cool. Awesome. So I'll have two different setup videos on YouTube. One for Xbox, one for SquareEnix.
So, I mean, I started screaming about it, and everyone looked at me like I was crazy, but Slime Rancher,
Slime Rancher,
too?
yeah.
Slime Rancher, too? Like, I know that not too many people had picked it up, or they just saw, like, the cute GIFs and stuff on social media, but it's a game where you go around and collect slimes that are shaped like animals, and then you breed them. And you just kind of get to keep collecting them.
Whoa.
Well, you can make bigger slimes, different slimes, you can combine the slimes, you can feed the slimes. It's a cute game, just appreciate the cuteness.
Oh, yeah.
You sit down and you relax.
It looks
with it, right?
Yeah. Is it like, I think one of the things I saw in the Kind of Funny Games chat over and over again was Viva Pinata. Does this give you that same kind of vibe of like?
I feel like Xbox is holding back.
Like
Pinata. I thought it was funny when someone had said like, "Oh, looking at the Forza, we're not getting Viva Pinata back after running all of them over." But it does have like a very similar feel. Like you could see you're picking up all the slimes right here. There's a bunny slime, there's a bat slime, and you basically kind of create these own little pens and environments.
There's a lot of
for them,
games coming out next year, actually,
so
2022.
It is a very chill game, similar
the
to
Avatar
Viva Pinata.
game,
You're not going in
God of War,
you can min-max
Suicide
things.
Squad, Gotham Knights.
Those are bad slimes. The icky goo goo.
They deserved what they got there.
Yeah, no, you blow those up.
Gotcha.
I hate to see it.
There are a lot of games coming out for
driving for release dates and things that I've wanted for a long time from Xbox. Finally getting Flight Sim on Xbox Series X, right?
Pretty cool Top Gun crossover.
Ladies and gentlemen, you said, why is Greg Miller been doing all these bomber jacket Top Gun references?
Yeah, next year is packed with games, actually.
But you will be getting a lot more of them when you go to
this year is packed with games too, but next year's going to be even more packed
like the fact
with
that
popular
this is
games.
Finally dropping, and we're going to be able to go out there and do that on the console. Again, I'm so stoked for that, let alone, the idea of being Maverick now and up there.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it can be Maverick now.
Damon, anytime you want me to fly you back to Kansas, give me a call. Come on over. Get in there. I'll be all set.
I think overall, the conference, I enjoyed it. It was good, maybe great. I'm still mulling it over in my head. But I do think there were a couple missteps that are worth noting.
Talk to me.
I think it's interesting that that Starfield gets a 2022 release date, but still no release date for Halo Infinite.
Holiday.
I mean,
holiday.
I know. I'm throwing it.
Really, it was supposed to be there at launch with the Series X. So
of course.
I don't know about that.
Don't you think that comes down to the fact of right now, they're confident they can hit by the end of the year, but just not on a date. They can't do it again. They don't want to be a punchline yet again on
It's going to be like the Halo 2 ARG. You have to find out what holiday they're referring to specifically.
That'll be the easiest way to track it down, right? Yeah. Michael, as we keep swinging back, what else stood out to you?
Psychonauts 2, because that's coming soon. I know Golden Boy was talking about it and Jackie was talking about it, but I did not play Psychonauts 2 yet, so I saw a hands-off demo. So Tim Schafer, if you're coming for me, please don't. But I love Psychonauts because it's surreal, it's different, it's experimental, and it's kind of the game that, Double Fine has been acquired by Microsoft, but they still have that independent spirit where they could do wild things. And Psychonauts has always been like that cult classic back in 2005. When are we going to see it again? When are we going to be Raz again? Like, I think they're very creative.
You played, of course, the genre-defining PSVR title they did. Was it
Psychonauts
and the Rhombus of Ruin.
Yeah. Oh, damn, my bad. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. Damn, Tim Schafer's
So did the world. So did the world. Don't worry about it.
Psychonauts 2 is coming out soon. I can't wait to play it. It's mad whimsical, and I think that's very important to balance out a lot of the violent shootery types of games.
Damon, you got about 20 seconds. Anything else?
Anything? Oh, I also was impressed with Eiyuden Chronicles. I've never played Suikoden, but I know that I would love Suikoden. So now I get to experience like a modern day take on Suikoden.
Jared Petty's heart just broke somewhere. You said you've never played Suikoden.
It's not the first time I've broken Jared Petty's heart.
All right, fine. Huge news from Xbox, and we've got even more to show off. We got 3 former Xbox leaders to sit down to talk the past, present, and future of the console. They all helped launch.
Hello, E3. This is Dean Takahashi. I'm the lead writer for GamesBeat at VentureBeat. I've been covering games for about 24 years, and I have also covered tech for about 30 years. And so that means I was around when the original Xbox launched, and had the opportunity to write a couple of books on the Xbox business. The first one was Opening the Xbox. And I'm very pleased to have this panel of sort of a reunion of Xbox leaders here. And I'm going to have them introduce themselves as well. Let's start with Shane Kim.
So I'm Shane Kim. I spent 20 years at Microsoft, and most of that time, thankfully, was spent in the Xbox business. In fact, I joined the games business with Ed. Got to participate in an incredible time in the Xbox history with the launch of Xbox and the Xbox 360, where we really competed pretty fiercely with Sony and had some great times, including the launch of Halo 3 in 2007. So really great to be here.
And it's Robbie Bach.
Hey, everybody. My name's Robbie Bach. Like Shane, I was at Microsoft for a little over 20 years. I spent some time in the office business and then moved over to the consumer area in 1997 and joined Ed and Shane working on the PC games business. And then when Xbox got started, there was a guy named Rick Thompson who was going to run it, and Rick decided to leave Microsoft. So suddenly I was chief Xbox officer. 2010, I left Microsoft, but it's great to be back with my pals at E3.
Great, and Ed Fries.
Yeah, I'm Ed Fries. Like these guys, I was at the company about 20 years, starting in the mid 80s, and took over the games business mid 90s with Shane, and we grew it as much as we could on the PC side, and then this crazy Xbox project came along that we all did our best to make happen, and
still betting on the games business.
Absolutely, love the game business.
Let's start with Robbie. So Robbie, what do you remember as the most important lesson of creating the Xbox?
Well, so I'm not the technical person, nor am I actually particularly a gaming person. So my lessons are going to be a little bit more on the business side of it. And the two big ones I took away from this time period are, one, strategy is really important, because the first version of Xbox didn't have a lot of it. It was just about sort of getting things done. And the second version, we really focused on strategy. And then the second thing I'd say is it took us quite a while to build sort of a culture as a team. Xbox team went from 0 to 100 miles an hour really quickly. And so we hired a lot of people, and there was a lot of incredible individual talent and not a lot of good team work at the beginning. And when we got the team working better together, things really started to move. And strategy and teamwork are super obvious lessons, I know.
Content is king, right? I mean, I think that's we learned that. And I think this is where we did a lot of things really well with Microsoft Game Studios. We figured out that exclusive content was going to matter in the battle, especially versus Sony.
I agree with these guys completely. I mean, the first Xbox was about us running as fast as we could to meet a date, and then after that we could breathe and reflect on all the things we did wrong, and I think you really could see that thinking expressed in Xbox 360, and saw it do better. So.
Well, Shane, let's get you the next one here. What are some contributions that your colleagues here made, I guess, to the whole effort? Like, what do you give them credit for?
That's a hard question.
Dangerous.
No, I think I'm not going to say this just because he's on the call, but I think Ed deserves a ton of credit. I mean, I owe a lot to Ed personally and professionally. I mean, Ed brought me into the games group in the 90s. I'm not, like Robbie, I'm not a technical guy. I'm not a gamer. I think that's really well known. And Ed gave me a chance, first starting on the business side and then on the content side, which led, I think, to a lot of fun and success for me personally. Ed was one of those guys who really drove it home. And, he first had the vision for Microsoft becoming a bigger player in games. First of all, that was on the PC side. And then when the Xbox project came along, he really drove that. And I don't think without Ed's credibility with Bill and Steve that project really would have happened. And Ed, I think also Ed gets a lot of credit because he, and others, of course, found Halo and Bungie and brought that into the Microsoft family, and that that clearly was a critical success factor for us. And the other guy I would credit, I think deserves a lot of credit, is Jay Allard. While I wasn't as privy to everything that Jay did, I think when he was running the platform team, he had the vision to drive Xbox Live. I believe he deserves a lot of credit for us not putting a telephone jack in the back of the original Xbox and just sticking to an Ethernet connector. And
I remember Robbie making that decision.
and then Robbie, of course, deserves kudos because just getting the project off the ground in the first place is what I remember the most. Everything else that happened after that, we were committed to it, so we worked through a lot of problems, obviously, and learned a lot as we went along the way. But just getting it done, these two guys deserve a ton of credit.
Well,
that hurt.
I think that this project, to be successful, needed so many different expertise, and so I came with kind of a product, making something technical background and a passion for games, but I had never run a business before, and without Shane, there's no way that we would have grown the game business, from the mid-90s like we did. I mean, so many different things had to come together in a short amount of time to make this happen. So it was really a team effort.
Dean, I was talking with Phil Spencer in email the other day, and he said sometimes he get asked who was the father of Xbox, and the answer you just heard is the right answer. There was just a really interesting collection of people as a team, and they weren't actually particularly alike. Figuring out how we worked, to the thing I said before, as a team was super important, and everybody got to play key roles at key times. I know it sounds sort of cliche, but it's actually how it played out. And Shane and Ed absolutely played those key roles as they described.
So now we've pissed off everybody whose name we haven't mentioned, right? But one person that comes to mind, I'm going to save all you guys here with this answer, but the one person who comes to mind is having the vision for this and to actually get it off the ground. I have this admiration now for Bill Gates, being willing to lose something like maybe $4 billion on the first Xbox, and so who else has that kind of will these days? I mean, look at some of the other companies.
At that time.
Say you, Carl, what have you done?
Think anyone will notice?
About 20 minutes until the SquareEnix presentation.
If you ride, you get it.
Yeah, they will.
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or
We
more.
were losing a lot of money. Wall Street wasn't happy about it. People thought Microsoft was crazy being hardware. But Bill and Steve, once they got on board at the beginning, were incredibly steadfast about it. And to Ed's point, I think it was the fact that it was so big, it was a chance to break through.
I'd also add, and I think it's different today when you look at the company of Microsoft in 2021 versus 2000. But it's important to remember back then, I've always thought that Microsoft was a platform company, particularly then. And we fought very hard to establish platforms like Windows and like Office. And we looked at the Xbox business opportunity as another one of those platform wars. That Sony, if you remember, had incredible success with the PlayStation 2. And I think a large part of the company strategy was we just could not cede the home territory to Sony unfettered without competing in that space. And that's why another reason why I believe, Bill, Steve, and the company were willing to make that investment, because we just needed to go compete with Sony.
Good. I think you're all back in good standing with Bill Gates now. So we're move on. So, Ed, did you see particular challenges that were like totally surprising to you, or like challenges that maybe were just underestimated at the very beginning there?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were all super naive, which is kind of a good thing, I think, when you're going into a project. If you knew all the troubles you were going to have and how difficult it would be, you probably would never do anything. But yeah, I think the biggest thing was that we had never made a console game, right? And now we're going to make a console and a whole lineup of console games in less than 2 years. I mean, it was super, super ambitious. And fortunately, we had a near infinite amount of resources. So you'd think that would make it possible to do the impossible, but it just made it somewhat possible, I guess. We made a bunch of bets, and one in particular really came through with Halo. The hardware barely came together in time, as I remember it.
Yeah,
there were a lot of moving pieces that just kind of had to come together. And I think actually, when you take the net of it, we did pretty well on that first launch.
There were challenges everywhere. I mean, we didn't have a supply chain. We didn't have a real retail sales force. We didn't have an operations team. Our best hardware at that point was a Microsoft mouse. We had some PC games, but no console games. Xbox Live didn't exist. Broadband was just getting started. I mean, I could go on.
Other than that, though, it was all.
I could go on. I could go on for a long time. One thing Ed didn't mention, which I think was particularly impressive and really changed the industry in a huge way, is the bet on Halo wasn't just the bet on Halo, a game from a company called Bungie. It was a category bet too. First-person shooters were like unheard of in the console space. I mean, there'd been like one that had been successful at that point. And now you look at the console space and it's completely different. And so that to me was a transformative change. And kudos to Ed, Shane, and the Bungie team. But that was a really transformative change. And I didn't understand that when we bought Bungie. I had no idea that we were not only betting on a content company, but betting on the ability to create an entire new category on a console. That was, to me, just new territory.
I think most people doubted whether or not Halo could be successful on Xbox precisely because of that, because it hadn't been done. And then Halo's impact also, like you say, can't just be measured in terms of its success as a game franchise, but Halo in terms of driving multiplayer on Xbox Live when Xbox Live launched as well was, significant. So when we joke that content drives hardware and platforms, it's not really a joke. It had an incredible effect on Xbox and Xbox Live.
Now, Robbie, was there a pivotal moment where you thought, hey, this might actually work out?
So yeah, there is, and it's a weird moment for me to identify because it's not like something special, some game did well or we sold a bunch of units or something like that. But it was the E3. I'm gonna get the year wrong, but I think it's 2003. Might have been 2004. Electronic Arts agreed to join Xbox Live. Everybody forgets that at the beginning, Electronic Arts wasn't on Xbox Live, and so I'm standing on stage with Don Matrick and all these sports athletes from EA Sports, and then Muhammad Ali comes on stage. And I know that's a weird thing to identify, but somehow people walked away from that, in my mind, saying, okay, these guys are here to stay. And that made a lot of things a lot easier. And I know it wasn't the fact that Muhammad Ali was on stage, but it's just such an iconic moment for me that's kind of burned into my memory. And I won't forget it.
I'll say, since we're picking strange moments, and Ed was gone at this time, but
15 minutes left, you guys.
It's not the best moment in our history, but when Xbox 360 had its technical issues after its launch, and the company stepped up and provided at that time an unprecedented warranty.
I just got my cashback match. Is this for real?
Yep. We match all the cashback new card members earn at the end of their first year.
Automatically.
Whoa, I got my money. It's hard to contain yourself, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Well, let it go. Woo.
Get a dollar for dollar match at the end of your first year, only from Discover.
10 minutes. Let's do this. All right. SquareEnix has to show Final Fantasy, Tomb Raider. Final Fantasy, Tomb Raider, the Avengers game. My biggest thing is that I want them to show us some more about the Avengers game. And Final Fantasy, and maybe Tomb Raider. If they showed us more things about Kingdom Hearts, I doubt it, but it would be cool if they showed us. Oh, and Life is Strange as well. I heard that today. Five minutes left. 5 minutes. show us? 2 minutes left. What are they gonna show? Show us, huh? I'm hoping for the Avengers, Black Panther DLC. 3 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Matt Mercer here, and I'm back as your host of SquareEnix Presents. Today, we have a special E3 edition of the show for you, with new game announcements, updates, and exciting news from our studios across the globe. So let's kick off with the world premiere of a brand new game from Eidos Montreal. We hope you enjoy the show.
I mentioned earlier, Eidos Montreal. What is this?
I am so
Avengers.
proud of you.
As Sentinel, X-Men.
Do you know what a birthright is, Peter?
Peter Parker. Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh.
Something that's a part of you. Like your name.
Are they coming to the Avengers?
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No, Rocket. So I let Groot fill out the paperwork.
Oh, hell yeah!
So we got fined. We appear to be 6,963 units short. I know, we clearly need a plan.
Yes! Yes, Pat, yes!
If you see anything
I'm in this
with
now.
walls the size of Drax, let me know.
We got this!
We started off big.
Drax, roll! No! You want monster? I'll show you monster! No! We disrobe!
Keep your pants on.
Although it could be used as a distraction. Smash him up, Drax! Meet your maker! We're all professionals here, right? Maybe we can work something out. Peter!
You had one job, Quill.
I did exactly what? The more no-killing teammates.
Says who?
It's literally in your contract. I made no such commitment.
In less than 3 cycles, all would be lost. The galaxy cannot be saved, Peter Quill.
We can do this together. Fucking great, Quill!
Sunlord, right?
Oh my God, yes! I smell the dogs. Guardian of the Galaxy.
No, of course I will. I'll call you.
October 20. Oh my God!
Hi, my name is
this
Olivier
year,
Pou,
2026.
senior producer here at Eidos Montreal. For the past
Yeah,
few
I'm a
years,
hero.
we've had the
I'm a
privilege
hero.
to work on our
Okay.
version of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and reimagine it into a single-player, story-driven, third-person action-adventure game. It's our own fresh take on the Guardians, and
Okay,
something
I'm
that's
ready.
really unique to our game is that you get to be Peter Quill. As Star-Lord, you're constantly in the middle of the action as you try to lead this band of misfits. But today, I'm really excited to have all of you join us on this journey, and you'll hear more about the
Me
game
too, I'm
from our
definitely
team
buying this.
behind this project.
Right, let's do this.
I've always loved Marvel's cosmic characters. Growing up as a kid, I read them, enjoyed them, loved them. I had the opportunity to write for Marvel on some of their cosmic titles. I went back with the help of Bill Roseman, the editor, and kind of cherry-picked characters from Marvel's past.
The opportunity here was to build a team, but to make it all underdogs, so that the reader would think, oh my gosh, how is this team going to survive?
And that became the Guardians of the Galaxy comic, which we loved working on.
I remember the first time that the Marvel crew came to Montreal, we were showing them the design of the characters, how they would look, and they stayed silent. I don't know if it's a minute, but in my head, it was a minute. I was like, oh my God, like they hate it.
We realized how much that Marvel and Eidos Montreal share and have in common, and that we knew the Guardians were in perfect hands.
Looking at the samples that Eidos were kind enough to show me, I think he's fantastic and absolutely in the spirit of what these characters are.
What makes the gameplay experience unique to me is no matter in what phase of the game you are, whether you're in exploration or you're fighting, the Guardians are constantly around you and you never feel alone. While you're the leader, the Guardians will also challenge you and make decisions on their own, and you will have to adapt to it.
You are literally part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The decisions you'll make will have lighthearted to haunting repercussions, and the game will react to what you do and say.
The more no-killing teammates.
Says who?
It's literally in your contract. I made no such commitment.
You are playing as Star-Lord and you're using your blasters and you're using your jet boots.
Star-Lord is really empowering. He's very agile on the battlefield. He can slide and over with his jet boots. Of course, he has his elemental blasters that have different powers as well. And on top of all of this, he can use the unique abilities of his Guardians.
We're not pirates. We're legally incorporated heroes for hire.
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No.
The story is about a group of misfits, the Guardians. In our world, they've been together for less than a year. They create something on a small scale that looks insignificant. And as they progress through the story, they discover that they created something really big that threatens the galaxy.
There are a lot of very interesting villains in the Marvel franchise. And when you're starting to work on a story like this, you get your pick of which ones will make the best for this story. That gives us the opportunity to bring in some that are well known, but some that are also not all that well known.
What Eidos is getting so right about them is capturing what it's like to be a misfit family. They're also bringing an amazing imagination to it. You're going to see planets and characters that are going to blow your mind.
Interpreting it in its own way, I think, makes it feel incredibly fresh and exciting. It's not a matter of trying to replicate the comic or trying to replicate the film. It's trying to take the medium you're working in and make the best version of Guardians out of that.
They made it fun. They made it rock and roll. They delivered everything you would want in a Guardians game.
They started off big. They started off big. Gameplay now? Oh, they're spoiling us, you guys. They're spoiling us right now. It's for PlayStation? All right. I gotta get on PS5. October's packed with games, you guys. It's the 26th.
37 units? We appear to be 6,963 units short. If we intend to keep our ship, Peter Quill.
I know. We clearly need a plan.
What about selling Gamora's crap?
What?
Oh, come on. You've been hoarding them stupid knickknacks ever since you first joined us. I mean, don't tell me they ain't worth nothing.
Quarantine zone was always
holding out on
My
us, Quill.
figurines are not knickknacks.
Team's in trouble, and you can't be bothered to make no sacrifice.
I will sacrifice your head.
And take us to the majestic mountains of Kakarandara.
Guys, I think we should hear out Groot for once.
You know, the only problem with your plan is that Lady Hellbender only buys monsters, and you are not a monster.
Groot, are you really
Yeah, me too.
offering
Come out
No,
this year. This is
no,
the big
he is
announcement.
not offering that, okay?
It could work.
So, Groot, I guess we could bust him out after.
Absurd. Lady Hellbender seeks the monster within. The small, ugly one is clearly the correct choice. He is cruel, sadistic, and his soul is filthy and filled with rage.
I vote we sell Groot. I honestly think Lady Hellbender will go for it.
Yeah, well, I vote for not Groot.
I also vote for the creepy little beast.
2 votes each. Peter?
Well, Rocket's definitely scarier on the inside. He's unstable and vicious and totally oblivious to the needs of others.
Okay, we get it.
All right, let's do this. Let's go sell a monster.
We're not seriously flying into that.
You say the weather patterns of Seknarf 9 are tied to the temperament of its ruler.
That's not how
Only
women
play a
work.
Star-Lord?
Weather?
That's the only
Flying the
downside,
wrong
you know,
way.
Nah, he's not flying at all.
Guys, relax. Just one minor adjustment.
I ever mentioned how much I hate rain?
Hellbender's castle isn't even that far. That is not a castle. It is an impregnable fortress.
So how do we impregnate it?
Ask Peter!
What? Bring it in.
Let's just get closer. We'll figure it out on the way.
There is nothing to figure out. As beast merchants, we will easily gain access to Lady Hellbender.
Good. We've already got a beast. All that's left is the merchant part.
Good thing I put on my official merchant costume.
There is no such thing. Right?
The fact you ain't sure don't bode so good.
Whoa! That is some really crazy lightning out there. Never seen anything like it.
Meteorological suicide is what it is.
Hey, is my jacket all right?
At least you got a jacket. Some of us are soaking here.
I'm enjoying this, you guys. I'm enjoying this.
Hey, Stormlord. We ain't seriously walking through this. It'll take forever in this storm.
Stop complaining. The hardship will strengthen your spirit.
I face more than enough hardship. Thank you
October
very
this
much.
year is packed
You
with
are
too many
welcome,
games, you guys.
We got
This year, October is
Snow
packed
falling, we'll be
too
fine.
many games. Far Cry, Guardians of the Galaxy, Battlefield, and I think a couple other ones too.
Everyone okay? We should have gone to Maku 4. I would be wary, Rodin.
You know what? I survived freaking Half-World. I think I'm scared of some little...
It's not alone. Get ready.
What are these things? They are amorphous vermin.
Shoot first, questions later.
Drop them, Gamora!
This won't hurt.
Oh, we command the other ones. Oh, so it's like Final Fantasy.
Smash
You
them
can
up,
go first,
Drax!
one person,
Meet your
and you order the other ones as well.
boy's enjoying this way too much.
This is the local fauna!
It's about to be an endangered species.
Groot! Hawkeye time!
Okay, I get it now.
Oh, you, Rocket!
Time to go boom!
I am eager to experience Lady Hellbender's legendary menagerie.
Should we ask them for directions?
I'm thinking maybe they are directions.
Oh, like a signpost or something.
I'm not saying it's an arrow with the word fortress on it, but statues suggest civilization, and the only settlement I saw when we were topside
was Lady Hellbender's fortress.
Dead end. That's just great.
It's a retractable bridge. They used them at the prison I was in.
Too bad the controls are on the other side of the giant chasm.
What do you not have time to dawdle in this jungle? I shall hurl the creature over the chasm so he may activate the bridge.
I may activate a hole through your face. Put me down.
You'll be fine. Just curl up in a ball.
Oh my god,
What?
that's ridiculous.
Drax,
Rocket.
throw him.
No.
Very well.
Peter?
It's okay. He'll land on his feet. Ooh. I guess that only applies to cats.
You sons of sharks! Scut-busting actors!
I am not familiar with these words. Order the beast to do
that's
its
like.
job. Rocket, come on, man.
You remember that you threw him. You're curious.
Fix the bridge and we'll raise your cut by 5%.
I want 10.
Okay, deal. Thanks for the bridge, Rocket.
If you even think of pulling that scud again.
Hear that?
Guys.
I got it.
What the hell?
These creatures are perfect predators.
Stop cheering for the murder monster!
Somebody's having fun.
You are my prey.
Keep it together, Jack.
Bad dog! Bad dog!
We've got the numbers.
Not if you count all that teeth we got. That dog was a huge predator.
Damn, frozen.
Point the mouth, dodge the tail, slice the hair.
Is anything on this planet not trying to kill us? Guys, huddle up!
Game attack.
Oh, damn! Missing the jiggle jellies!
Oh my god. This game's copyright.
Don't get too close to that mouth!
This guy barely feels it.
Yeah, I smell it too.
Come on, we got this!
Perhaps these were sent by Lady Hellbender.
Well, she can keep it.
How come monsters are never friendly? That is definitely in my top 10 fortresses.
Peter?
Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, right. The cage.
The point of even getting the Flarkin thing was looking like we mean business.
All right, Rocket. Time to put on your monster face.
I only got one face, Quill.
Are you sure about this, Peter?
Look at him. You better have one hell of a sales pitch.
Maybe Gamora's right. We should try selling Groot instead.
Really?
This is an affront to democracy.
I just think that we might need Rocket on the outside for this one.
Yeah, we noticed. You want to make that call, then you better not mess this up. You hang tight there, bud. When the time comes, I'll get you out of there. Rocket style if I gotta.
Drac. Gamora, can you help me with this? What? Why?
To guarantee your safety as our leader.
Ah, come on.
Don't look at me, I ain't pulling that thing. Remember, buddy, menacing! Like me, only bigger.
I am Groot.
Not bad, not bad. Easy, big guy.
So, how long before someone else wants to pull this thing?
We are 60 clicks from the fortress.
I'd say closer to 75.
We got this!
Oh my god. Guys.
Rocket, what are you doing?
Oh my goodness. This is everything I wanted.
guardians of the galaxy.
Oh, there's the
How many times do I have to kill you?
Mark Corvax.
The audacity
Or ego.
that you thought you could rob me, Dweller! Feast upon them!
Oh. We got this. Pre-order now. I'm pre-ordering this. Is there a pre-order bonus? Oh my god, that out. Yes. Yes. I'm pre-ordering. I'm pre-ordering this. I'm pre-ordering.
Now we're going to revisit two iconic brands that are being remastered for modern platforms. First up, relive the classic games in the Final Fantasy series. And then get one more peek at Legend of Mana ahead of its June 24th launch.
Me too, Pat. Pre-ordering. Start off big. Coming to mobile and Steam. Pixel remaster. Interesting.
Up next, Earth's mightiest heroes continue their fight to defend the world in Marvel's Avengers. The team at Crystal Dynamics is excited to share the latest updates with you, including new mission types and a growing roster of heroes.
Avengers, secure that super weapon at all costs. Cosmic energy is building up.
Every second counts, people. Keep it moving.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
When is Spider-Man coming out?
You're out of your depth, Avengers.
Shutting you down, Monica.
The world doesn't need Avengers. AIM will save this world. I will save it.
There is no end to these clones. You don't understand what that cube is capable of.
I might get back to you. Black Panther's coming.
I applaud your efforts to connect with your roots, but as a man who has seen 3 Black Panthers fall, I must warn you of a few things. Many eyes follow the path you are about to walk down.
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can act around, they all say the same.
You just wanted to show off your suit.
They all want the name, but they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king.
It is Claw.
doesn't belong to you.
You are right. Vibranium does not belong to me. It belongs to Wakanda.
I miss Charlie Bozeman so much. He was an amazing actor. But I feel like this is carrying on his legacy.
Look at me now. Count me down. So give me the crown. They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can act around now, say the same thing. They chasing the fame. They all want the name.
I know this will cost, okay.
But they ain't got what's running through these veins. Say I walk like a
Now it's time to give mobile players a quick look at some of the games that will be available in the coming months.
All right.
Good evening, 426. Our intelligence reports a new threat to global stability. Their reach is unlike anything we have seen before. Following Agent 47's disappearance, you were selected because of your remarkable skills. Execution must be perfect. We will strike from the shadows, and they will never know what hit them.
Mobile Hitman game, really? Never saw that coming.
A sad and beautiful tale that echoes throughout eternity. The first mobile entry in the Nier series. Nier Reincarnation.
One other thing I'm excited for is Final Fantasy. And maybe Tomb Raider. Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy? Mobile game for Final Fantasy.
Today, the team at Platinum Games is giving you an exclusive look at the epic world of Babylon's Fall, featuring fluid combat, powerful weapons, and a unique art style.
They might end on Life is Strange, True Colors.
Built over 1,000 years, it was meant to be a tower of dreams. But for 1,000 more, it was seen as a tower of ruin. Persevering through fire and ice and the coldest of winds, eventually the tower became a symbol of unrelenting ambition. That tower's name is Babylon.
Does the savior of Neo-Babylon stand among us? Let's find out without further ado.
If I'm to die, then I'll die for hope, for what little hope there may be.
Seen through the veil at last, have you? We're all prisoners of our subjective reality. Believe only what you see, and you're like to end up seeing only what you believe.
two paths lie ahead. Ascend to the heavens above the tower, or fall like this one now before you.
Now begins its tale of both hope and despair.
All right. PS4, PS5, and Steam. I'm not really worried about that game.
プラチナゲームズは本当にアクションという部分に関しては世界屈指のデベロッパーだと思ってますし、ニーアオートマタでそれが証明できたんじゃないかなと思ってます。
ニーアオートマタのアクションをもっと楽しむためにどうしたらいいかで選ばれたジャンルがハック&スラッシュでしたので、このゲームのコンセプトは端的に言うとニーアオートマタのアクションでハック&スラッシュというジャンルを楽しむということになります。
もちろん1人でも遊べるんですけど、4人でダンジョンを攻略していくゲームになります。
コンセプトについては、プレイヤーが、途切れない目標に向かって、アクション、追い求め続けることができると。プレイヤーは、ストーリーを追いながらダンジョンをクリアして上層を目指していくと。入手する装備や素材を集めて自身を強化してカスタマイズしていくと。
ゲームのスタイルとしては、オーソドックスなハック&スラッシュという形ですね。ただアクションがスキルや強い力を引き出すためのトリガーになっているところがポイントかなと思っています。
プレイヤーの背中についているギデオンコフィーというのがかなりキーアイテムとなっています。それによって、遊び方とかカスタマイズの方向性っていうのも変わってきます。
ハイファンタジー感というか、その上品さというところはすごい意識してくれっていうふうに言われましたね。カートゥーンチックにやらないようにというか、リアルに本当に存在している人たちがいるかのような感じは意識しました。
このゲームは運営型のゲームとして開発しています。発売後も定期的に新しいコンテンツを提供する予定です。
ようやく皆さんに改めてこういった形で発表できたのと、本当に私たちも嬉しくなってますし、まさにこれから開発の佳境になっていくので、精一杯頑張っていきたいので、皆さんも引き続き応援よろしくお願いいたします。
Now let's check out the next major entry in the popular Life is Strange series.
Life is Strange.
True
right.
Colors. The team at Deck 9 is ready to give you a deeper look at Alex Chen's psychic power of empathy. But first, here's a look at the Life is Strange Remastered Collection.
Remastered Collection.
Feels so weird to be back. After 5 years, you're still Max Caulfield.
What do you remember about us as kids?
I think about us as little pirates, running and jumping through Arcadia Bay.
We are awesome!
Come on, let's dance! Or take my picture with your new camera.
We both got scars and it's so hard to
That's Rachel Amber. After my dad died and you moved, I felt abandoned.
Oh, good, you're here.
Rachel saved my life. She was my angel. Something happened to her. We have to find her, Max. Holy shit. Max, what's going on?
No! Whoa. I discovered I could reverse time.
What the hell is this?
Max, help!
Whatever's going on between us is special.
Step back before you regret it.
Get in, Max!
Then I realized I had a choice and the power to change everything. Arcadia Bay is on the edge of disaster. Time to change time. Whatever happens, I'll always have your back. Always.
Hi, I'm Maya, also known as MXMTune. I'm a musician and the singing voice of Alex Chen in the upcoming Life is Strange True Colors. I hope you enjoyed that first look at official gameplay from the remastered collection.
Oh my god.
As a longtime fan, I know I did. You can see the love and care that Deck 9 have put into remastering both Life is Strange and Before the Storm. This collection features improved character animation, lip sync, and visuals, breathing new life into these two beloved games. Back in March, we also revealed the next major game in the series, Life is Strange: True Colors, a small-town supernatural mystery. Alex Chen must uncover the truth behind her brother's death, using her psychic power of empathy to unravel the shocking secrets of Haven Springs. Today, we have a first look at Alex's unique power in action. Here's game director Zach Garris for more.
Alex's psychic power of empathy is integral to the story of Life is Strange: True Colors. It impacts every relationship she builds and every decision she makes.
Never thought I'd have a freaky empath friend.
For years, Alex has been unable to shut out the strong feelings of others, the fear, sadness, and anger of those around her, leading her to believe her power is a curse. In the wake of Gabe's death, Alex realizes the only way she can find the truth is to embrace her power.
I can't believe this is happening. And the only way to understand is to feel what he's feeling.
From the very start, you can use Alex's power to focus on brightly colored auras to gain an insight into people's emotions.
Gabe was too young. Just too young.
These valuable insights deepen Alex's relationships with the folk of Haven Springs, as well as sparking new dialogue options and events, as here from a scene very early on in the game.
You're gonna lose her. You're gonna lose her, and it's all your fault.
Alex has uncovered a secret that Mac wants to keep hidden from his long-term girlfriend, and now he is terrified that Alex will reveal it before he can talk to Riley.
She is the best thing that's ever happened to me. So please, help me out.
Mac's telling you a whole lot of bullshit.
Listen.
Thanks for telling me the truth, Alex.
Are we still together?
Are you serious? I need to get back to work.
Sure, Alex, we'll get out of your way.
When Alex encounters a particularly strong aura, she can reach out to actively connect with that person's emotions. This generates a nova, a supernatural flare that transforms the world around Alex into a reflection of that person's psyche. In this altered, emotionally charged state, Alex can experience fragments of thoughts and memories to get to the root of their issue. But not every emotional crisis can be easily dealt with. Some carry a dangerous, even life-threatening amount of power.
He's dead! I wish I were too.
No decision is easy, and the consequences will be felt across the game.
This anger could kill her. What if I could just take it away?
Using Alex's power is the only way you can uncover the truth behind her brother's death.
What would that do to her? What would it do to me? And even if I can, should I?
How far will you go in pursuit of that truth? The choice is yours.
Alex's powers look so awesome. I have no idea how I'll make some of these choices, but I can't wait to play it with you all when it comes out on September 10th. Don't forget, you can pre-order Life is Strange: True Colors now. And if you choose the Ultimate Edition, you'll also receive the Life is Strange Remastered Collection. And that's it for today. Make sure to follow the Life is Strange social channels for more.
And now, we are excited to unveil a brand new title from SquareEnix Japan.
Combat 16.
I'm here to kill Chaos. That's my mission. No. Looks like Chaos has been waiting for us.
You gonna make us go in there and find you?
Guess we'll just show ourselves in.
I only know one thing. I want to kill Chaos. I need to. It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger. Thirst.
Move aside! You're dust!
You sure Chaos is here?
Yeah, they can only squash monsters for so long. I hate doing pest control.
This is the Shrine of Chaos. He's here.
This looks
We just
cool,
have to
but
hunt
it's
him
not really
down.
interested in me.
Feel the pain!
The darkness is so thick I can taste it. This is it. No doubt.
Die already!
There was a knight who left on the same journey as you, but never returned. His name was Garland. If you could, I would be grateful if you looked for him.
Chaos.
I'll crush you! Know when you're beaten!
And who are you? We're here to kill Chaos.
The prophecy's very own Warriors of Light.
Real.
He always wore such splendid armor, with a helmet that was terrifying to behold.
It's Garland!
No. I become Chaos.
Stranger of Paradise. Final Fantasy Origin. So it's a Final Fantasy prequel?
I'll leave you with a look at some of the amazing Square Enix titles you can play now, as well as those to come.
Final Fantasy Integrate? I gotta play this.
Bad news, but
I just downloaded it. I gotta play this.
I'm gonna drop plate number 7.
They're gonna do what?
You wrap this here? Outriders? I gotta play Outriders. Duel ends with you. Black Panther, I'm gonna play that. Right, Galaxy. What is that? I saw it, but I don't know what it is. Final Fantasy 16. Yeah.
It's all or nothing.
Current Galaxy, yeah.
No, of course I will. I'll call you. Thank you for joining us today. Keep an eye out for news about our next Square Enix Presents. I'm Matt Mercer. See you next time.
All right. So far, I am sold. I'm gonna play the Black Panther thing. Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm sold on. The Final Fantasy Origin, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get yet. It does look good. I still have to play Final Fantasy VII Remake. The Integrate and Yuffie. I still have to play. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play Life is Strange. Final Fantasy and Avengers was the one I wanted to see the most. But Guardians of the Galaxy, that's a day one. So far, I'm pleased with the presentation. They revealed a couple of games that I'm not really sure of, but I feel like they started good and ended strong. It started strong and ended strong. But I'm happy with what I saw. I'm very happy with what I saw. So how about you guys? What did you guys like so far? What did you guys like? Tell me. So far, I am really sold on Guardians of the Galaxy. That is a huge surprise, and that is the day one. I'm about to end stream soon. I'm going to end stream. Make sure to like and subscribe, please. But I am so happy about this presentation with Square Enix. I wasn't sure if I was going to watch it, but I'm sold. I'm not going to watch the PC gaming show or the other one. Tomorrow, I think Capcom is the one I'm most excited for. I really want them to announce more about Resident Evil. What's for tomorrow, actually? Verizon, Take-Two, Indie Showcase, Capcom and Razer. I want to watch probably. Yeah, me too, Pat. I wasn't pumped, but Guardians of the Galaxy sold it. They really did sell it.
So I was there for it. Like you said, we're getting a mixed
Tuesday's Nintendo and Bandai Namco.
Everybody was like, they don't look like them. They don't look like, you know, what we saw in the movies. And I understand.
So tomorrow, I'm most excited for Take-Two is owned by Rockstar, right? So I might check out Take-Two, but I'm definitely gonna be checking out Capcom and Razer. All right, I'm happy with what I saw. I'm gonna end stream now, but this was a pretty long stream. It's like the longest time I've streamed, actually, I think. And I'm happy that you guys could join me. I will see you guys next time. I'm gonna put this on YouTube. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Thanks at Red Skull. Tomorrow we're going to be doing, I'm not sure what we're going to do tomorrow. What's tomorrow, but we'll definitely check out the more shows tomorrow. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for staying here with me, watching these presentations. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you guys next time, okay? E3 has been good so far. A lot of announcements that I've liked. I'm still looking forward to more announcements, but other than that, it's been a great E3 so far. All right? I'll see you guys, all right? Please make sure to like and subscribe. Bye, you guys. I love you guys. Bye.